is 258, in-game character name Saris Van Dalen, and I'm currently moving. This is going to be a very short video. I didn't, English. I'm not planning to go on to very much, and I didn't really think this required a full-blown planning session, because I'm just kind of moving everything, so I'm just giving like the basics of what you need to know, how to get from A to B. That just so happens to be 60 jumps away. Alright, so first thing is reasons, I guess. Well, actually no, I'm just gonna even skip that. I'm just gonna say, how do you move? First thing you need to do is consolidate everything. I mean, just clean out your entire hangar, clean out everything you don't need. Depending on the situation, you might not need to keep that ship you like a lot. You might want to just simply take everything off of it, repackage it, and contract it to somebody who can actually move the ship. Besides, you can just put it back together anyway. You just have to reinvest in rigs. So unless they're like Tech 2, in which case they cost more than the ship itself, you don't really have a problem with that. So repackage your ships. It makes it easy for the movers, and in some cases it actually saves you money. On top of that, certain ships should just be broken down. Tech 2 ships don't. But Tech 1 industrials, for example, like Daenerys, or what I'm in, that's what I call it. I don't actually know what it's called. Hoarder. This thing can be reprocessed and you get the minerals from it. You don't need to keep it. You can just buy it again and wherever you're moving, and it will probably be cheap, or if you're moving to nullsec, just still cheap, but maybe like 200,000 more if you're unlucky. So certain ships just repackage, certain ships reprocess, and everything that's on them, decide whether or not you need to even keep them. In the case of modules, usually same tech rule applies, you know, minus like arbalest stuff. There's still that left. Tech 2, just keep. It doesn't take up much room, you repackage it, and you put it in the contract and whatnot, and you just go. Other than that, there's the Tech 1 things, or the low-end things that you just kind of threw on there to supplement. Yeah, supplement's the good word. Those you can do the same with the Tech 1 ships and reprocess and get the minerals. Depending on where you are, you probably also did PI, like I did. Stop all that production. Get everything you need. Trash all the raw materials, because they just don't sell. Anything you can sell, sell it, even if it's for a low price. I mean, you're not going to come back, and it probably is too far away, so you don't want to go 60 jumps away just to re-put something on the market 3 months later. The high stuff, that will probably sell anyway, so don't worry about that. However, if it's a really low price, you might want to consider keeping it or not. That's entirely up to you. Or keeping it if you're in high sec and just moving that to a trade hub and selling it for its usual price. Now, after you have everything consolidated, you've cleaned out your hangar and you found out what you do and you don't need. You need to first sell everything that you don't need. So that means either expensive modules, which you don't use but would make a nice buck, all the minerals you got from reprocessing, because moving that stuff is not fun. So save the guy who's moving your stuff a little trouble and sell that on the market. On top of that, if you have, say, ships that do have tier 2 modules that cannot be tier 2 rigs, not modules. Modules you can just take off and repackage the ship. Tier 2 rigs, then you kind of have to either yourself do it or schedule through somebody who has a fleet hangar to help jump that ship over with a jump. I want to say a bowhead, the giant ore freighter for ships, but I haven't even seen one of those yet. Okay. So. So yeah, tier 2 ships are just... No, not tier 2 ships. Tier 2 rigged ships are annoying. Okay, so... After you have everything consolidated, chips, packaged, sold, reprocessed, blah 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 blah, you have all your minerals gone, everything that you don't need, all the modules that you can sell off because they make a nice buck, etc, 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 just review what I've already said. You have to find some way to actually move now. Now there are many ways you can do that. The usual way is using either a whole bunch of trips back and forth through an Iteron 5, Nicolente tech tree, with a bunch of cargo hold expander 2s, tech 2s, and a whole lot of patience, and I'm assuming you're in high sec as well, or else you will be shot on sight, because that thing cannot move to save its life. Or you use a shipping industry, for example, that is... Okay, so he's not following me. Sorry, he might be following me. What was I going on about? Oh right, using a shipping industry. The usual one you would use is frogs. The blue frogs, red frogs, and black frogs. Depending on where you need it moved, you would use a certain colored frog. I realize just how weird that sounds. Anywho. How do I don't know how to find them. But anyway, just search red frog or something. Jump, jump, jump. Holy shoot. Oh. Why the hell? Okay. That's not good, that's not good, that's not good, that's not good. Click, 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 click. Run, boy, run! Ooh. Well, not going that way again. Shoot. 2 omens. Omens are cruisers. Question. Okay. What was I going on about? Right, the frogs. Okay, so red frog, blue frog, and black frog. They move it to different places in space. Why am I so far away? And they cost a certain amount of money, and there's a whole system of making sure you keep what you own. No, make sure that you don't lose everything if they decide to keep your stuff. They usually have a... What's the word they use? Deposit, I think is the word they used. Towards you. So if you have a shipment for, I don't know, 500 million ISK worth of items to so-and-so jumps away, you'd pay for the distance they have to travel, and they would also give you 1 billion ISK in collateral. That's the word they used. So that in case they fail, they lose their stuff. They lose your stuff, sorry. And so in case they steal it for whatever reason, you get 1 billion ISK in collateral. So that's always good. And their services are pretty cheap. They are pretty fast. I've used them before. I would recommend them. I think Blue Frog is used for the big movements. Red Frog is used for fast movement, and Black Frog, I believe, is for nullsec. And lowsec, I think. Yeah. Yeah, that's about that. So that's consolidation and stuff. That's just getting everything where you need it to be. Putting ships where they should be. Is that right? No. And yeah. I guess I should probably say that I should probably tell you how to. Okay, if you're using Red Frog, or if you're me and have a corp mate who's willing to help, you can use a contract, a courier contract, mind you, so they can move it through. You basically come up to business contracts, create a contract, do all that, and select everything you want to move. Again, next, and then monies, receivings, expirations, a lot of other stuff. Where is it that sets courier? There it is, right there. So you do that, you would issue it, and that's just how it goes. Oh, interesting. So that's it for me. That's moving everything, consolidation and all that. Remember, you're moving, so you are going to lose some money. That will be inevitable. Yes, I want to repackage that and reprocess. No. No. You don't reprocess that. That was close. What was I going on about? Oh, yes. So that's it from me, really. Consolidate, sort some stuff, reprocess, sell. Contract it, do it yourself. There's a lot of ways to do it. Again, if you're going to do it yourself, I'm assuming that, one, you're new at this, so you're just moving for the first time, so I'm going to assume you don't have one of these things. Okay? So you're going to have to, if you're going to move a lot of stuff, I would recommend use the Iteron Mark V. Its capacity, unbonused, is only 5,800. Is that with my skills? Yeah, probably. But it has a whole bunch of low power slots where you can put a lot of Cargo Extender Mark IIs, which increase your capacity up to 30,000 plus more, I think. Yeah. 30,000 plus space within your cargo hold. And if you're not moving ships, well, even if you are moving ships, that's 4 ships right there. It will usually do it. If you're in high sec, I would just recommend you just move your ships manually, in which case you don't have to repackage them or strip them down or lose those rigs. But other than that, Iteron 5, that's what you need. Unless you're using a service, but that's beside the point. If you haven't trained up Galente Industrials, I want to say that that's a bad idea, but I know the popularity of Mimitar and Amar. Kaldari too, but I only see their Tech 2 version, seen their Tech 1. Except in high sec, but that's beside the point. But you need to go down the Galente. They have the specialized line of industrials, so I would have expected if you're in some kind of industrial line of work that you would have gone down here. Other ships I would recommend for moving stuff is limited, actually. If you have a freighter, well, you shouldn't even be listening to this video. You've already gotten a sub-capital ship, so you're kind of good. Other ships would be, moving ships would be like Nixes, or big carriers and stuff. Titans, I think, too. This is because they have a fleet hangar, so they can just move prepackaged, no, not even prepackaged, unpackaged ships, so you don't lose your rigs. However, you can only use them in low sec now too, I think, actually. So that's if you're in null sec and low sec, but if finding somebody who's going to move them, or yourself, you shouldn't be listening to this video if it's yourself, so, you know, there's that. And before I get questions about this, the Unbrokeable is a good one. I should mention that real quick. But the Bowhead Freighter from Ore, which actually moves unpackaged ships as a speciality, it's a strange thing. This thing looks like it would be really, really helpful with big moves, with the maintenance bay bigger than any of them, I think. Last time I checked. I think it was Titan that didn't do it. Titans had bigger ones? Let me check that real quick. No. Oh, no. Ship maintenance bay capacity. 5 million. Okay. So yeah. It has the biggest one, just under Titans. For carrying packaged chips. Yet somehow I haven't actually seen one of these things. I guess because they're so specialized, nobody wants them, but trying to find one of these things to move your ships around is going to be hard. So I wouldn't think about moving unpackaged chips. It'd be a bad idea. So that's it for me. Have fun shooting people, mining, whatever you do in EVE. Thank you for listening.